Hey y'all, it's LaVonia, author of Not Another Single Slut, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about losing your potentials. Losing your potentials is chapter 6 of my book, and basically what that means is kind of what it says. A potential is something that has the characteristics to develop into something, but for whatever reason it hasn't done that yet. And so if you take that out of that definition and you put it into a relationship, a potential is a person that's kind of hanging around, that either is hanging around because you want to keep them around or they're kind of keeping you around, but it hasn't developed into a relationship yet. And so why do we keep potentials around? Several reasons. One reason could be for that flattery. Everybody loves a little bit of ego boosting, and you'd be lying if you said you didn't. So having somebody around that really enjoys your company and really wants to spend time with you, it strokes your ego a little bit. It's very flattering. So who wouldn't want to have that person around? But I want to just kind of give you some advice and tell you that can be dangerous, very dangerous, because flattery can get your feelings hurt. It can definitely hurt the other person. And as Christians, we are called to guard our own hearts, but we're also called to look out for our fellow brother. And it's not guarding someone's heart, and it's not protecting someone else's emotions if you know someone is interested in more than a friendship with you, but you're not interested in that, but you're kind of still stringing them along for the company. So we definitely want you to let go of those kind of potentials. Second reason is just for the company. Many of us that are single, we enjoy spending time alone, but we also enjoy spending time together with people. And so many times you can hang out with your girlfriends or hang out with your guy friends, but it's not the same as hanging out with someone of the opposite sex. So that potential is that person that is the plus one to a birthday party or out to dinner or to the movies. So you don't necessarily have to be alone all the time. Now, not that anything is wrong with that, but what can become kind of sticky is when you don't make those clear-cut boundaries. Platonic friendships are possible. I'll say that again. Platonic friendships are possible, but you have to be very direct in establishing those boundaries and sticking to them. So if this is a friend and this is only a friend, then you make sure that you keep those friendship boundaries clear. Friends don't hold hands in the movies. They don't lay on the couch and watch The Notebook at 2 o'clock in the morning. These aren't the kind of things that you do with friends. And so you need to make sure that you're clear on where the relationship is going and where it's not going, so that neither one of you get caught up in dating the other person while you're just hanging out with them. Another reason potentials kind of stick around is because you haven't found the right one yet. So you know this person is not him or her, but they'll do until someone else better comes along. So again, that goes back to the first two reasons, that ego stroking and that not wanting to spend that time alone. You're using this person. You're basically using this person as a buffer to kind of ease the pain, per se, of being single, because you don't want to spend that time alone, so you have someone else that's there with you. But that's not fair to that other person. It's not fair to date someone until someone else better comes along, or to hang out with someone, or not to clearly define a friendship, because you know that if you were to define that friendship, one of two things will happen. Either the person will decide that's not enough for them and they will move on, or the person will decide that they're not interested in you as more than a friend, and so because you've been kind of using them for that situation, then they'll move on as well. And where does that leave you? Alone, which is where you were in the beginning before you had the potentials. So I guess my advice to you, I know my advice to you would be, lose those potentials. Embrace your single life. Do not be that person that always has to be with someone else. Take it from me. I've been that person. I've been that person that has always had someone else. And everyone noticed it but me. I was never single. Never. And I always had potentials. They weren't relationships, but it was someone that was hanging around, that was getting to know me, or I was getting to know them. But 3 months down the road, I can't even remember the guy's name. Thank you, God, for deliverance, that I'm no longer in that cycle. And I hope and pray that your cycle is not as bad as mine was. But if you are caught up in the potential cycle, there's hope. definitely take the time to sit down and define that relationship, define that friendship. And if it is just a friendship, put some boundaries on it. And don't be afraid to do that. A friend will put those boundaries there. It's not a friend that will know that you're thinking of them as something more than a friend, but will continue to egg this on and not address the situation. That's not a friend, that's a coward. And you don't need any cowards in your life. So again, this is from chapter 6, Losing Your Potentials. And you definitely want to enjoy the freedom of singleness while you have it. Let's continue the journey together.